What's the one piece of advice you would give someone feeling completely overwhelmed by their financial situation and seeking a way out of that?
I'm going to go with, in the conclusion of my book, I end with a very non-financial answer, and I think it's the right answer for someone like this. And it's there's this gap between cynicism and hope. And I think people have lost hope in America today when it comes to finances. They've resigned themselves to whether I got myself in this mess or it's someone else's fault or whatever's happening to me or the inflation. I believe both are a choice. Like, hope is a choice. And for me, it was the hardest choice because I was the guy who was cynical. When I graduated college, I was 23, 40 grand in consumer debt, and I was angry at the world. I was like, I felt lied to because I was like, I followed this path. I got good grades. I got the degree. Where's my wonderful life? Instead, I'm out here trying to get cash back and get enough Sky Miles to go home for Christmas, wondering how I'm going to achieve my financial goals. And so that, to me, I think that's the feeling a lot of people have, is this pit of the stomach, lump in the throat, hopelessness, and cynicism becomes the easier choice. It's easier to complain and just go like, someone's got to fix my life.
And blame people, systems, or whatever,
So I think it starts with, while yes, we got to get on a budget, we got to make sacrifices, we got to get rid of this debt using the debt snowball, get the emergency fund. Those are the real tactical steps. But I think it starts with an emotional place where we go, all right, we cried it out, and then we wake up and we're like, we got to go to work. And so the question is, the gap between financial stress and financial peace is littered with traps and myths and distractions and noise and whole life insurance bros trying to sell you on some tax-free wealth strategy. And so what you have to do, if that's you, is go like, I'm cutting out all the noise and inputs. I'm going to follow a proven plan, do one thing at a time with focus, intensity, and go all in. And if you get out of debt and follow the Ramsey plan and you hate it, you can always go back into debt. The companies will always be ready to hand you more monopoly money to play with. But I've rarely seen that happen. When people get out of debt, the sacrifice they make to get out, 18 to 24 months, that's the average it takes to get out, they never go back. They go, I touched the hot stove, done with that life. I got goals. I'm not trying to pay lenders for the rest of my life. I'm trying to leave a legacy. I want to have generational impact. And so those are the people that inspire me, are the ones that they start there, but it doesn't end there. And unfortunately, too many of us are willing to live in mediocrity for 30 years instead of sacrificing for 3.
Wow.
To have freedom for the next 27.
Yeah.
But it's a very different lifestyle. So that it takes transformation. And you know how difficult that is. You talk about that a lot on this show.
Yeah, delayed gratification is one of those key things. A lot of people are willing to sacrifice 3 years of delayed gratification and not having all the extra things that their friends are doing, or not going out every weekend, or not going on that trip that they wanted to go on for 3 years.
You're not getting that house. You're not driving that car.
Yeah, man. But
that's hard.
If you can stay committed for a few years of sacrifice and find joy in the small and then big wins, and find joy in doing things for free, or just playing board games with friends, or being creative with your time, as opposed to feeling like you always need to spend to enjoy your time, I think you'll live a much better life.
That's the heart of all this. It's discontentment and FOMO, right? It's fear of missing out. And what I talk about in the book is JOMO. It's the joy of missing out.
Yeah.
It's the joy of going like, dude, I don't care about all that. I'm running my own race. And the problem with running other people's race is that there is no finish line. Like, when you're trying to keep up with someone else, well, they have a whole different life and they have different goals. And so why are you trying to keep up with these people that you don't really care about all that much? And so if you really have strong friends in your corner, they're going to be cheering you on and going like, dude, I totally get it. I'll come over tonight. I'll bring a pizza. We'll hang. We don't have to go out to the bar. You know what I mean? And so that takes a level of sacrifice, especially when you're young. Because when you're young, it's all about like, these are the best years of my life. I can't skip that vacation. But man, just 2 years out of the next 40, if you can sacrifice, it changes everything.
Yes.
It changes the trajectory of your life. So that's what I hope people are willing to do at the end of this.